As a token of my apology, I'll refill the hot water before you guys go into the bath. What? My mother-in-law Tammy surprisingly and mistakenly offered to refill the hot water, but I had a bad feeling about this. Then in no time she said, "The bath is ready," and my daughter and I went to the changing room. Then my son also came running into the changing room. "I'm going in too." He said that as he started to take off his clothes. Seeing this, Tammy looked really impatient. "Hey, wait, George, why are you going into the bath again?" My name is Sarah. I am a 38-year-old housewife. I live with my husband Kyle, my daughter Ruby, and my son George. My daughter is currently in the 3rd grade and my son is in the 1st grade. Both of them are energetic and rambunctious, so the house is lively every day. Although it's very difficult to take care of them, especially since they're so close in age, both of them are so cute that I can say they are my treasures. So all in all, this happy feelings that I have prevails over anything else. My husband also takes care of the kids on his days off, and the children call him Daddy and Papa and are very attached to him. In this way, we are able to build a warm and friendly home together with the kids. However, we are not completely free from problems. And that is my mother-in-law Tammy. Let's have dinner. Yay! It's fried chicken! Looks delicious.
All right, let's eat them since they're freshly fried.
But when it's time to eat, my husband's phone rings.
Who is it? Oh, no. It's my mom.
Why at a time like this?
No problem. I'll put it on silent and call back later.
Tammy calls without thinking about other people's schedules. And when my husband opens his phone after finishing dinner...
there are 10 missed calls.
What? Tammy would keep calling over the phone like this. The number of incoming calls are so much that each time I'm surprised to find out what is going on.
Hello, Mom. What do you want?
Oh, Kyle, finally you answered the phone. Tammy's joyful and loud voice can be heard over here even if my husband doesn't put his phone to his ear. My husband always puts it on speaker and turns the volume down because it's so loud whenever it's with Tammy. I thought you were kidnapped or something because I don't hear anything from you, honey.
What? Stop talking nonsense. Anyways, what do you want?
Oh, what was it that I wanted to talk about?
Huh? You left me 10 incoming calls. That's not even important since you can't even remember?
Don't be so angry. I'll call you again if I remember later on.
No, you don't have to do that anymore.
Anyway, how's George doing?
Oh, he's fine.
I haven't seen him for a while, so I miss you both. I really miss George so much. I wish I could see him.
Mom, why do you always talk more about George than Ruby? We have 2 kids. You should treat them equally.
Oh, don't be like that. Of course, I care about Ruby. But George, who'll be our heir, is more important, of course.
Excuse me?
It's inevitable that there'll be differences when loving your family.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I'm hanging up the phone.
Oh, wait! I just remembered something.
Huh? What is it?
There's that public holiday coming up. It'll be a 10-day holiday, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
Then you can come visit me over here, right?
Huh?
Oh, what do you mean, huh? I haven't seen George in a while, so bring him over. You get to have 10 days off in a row.
You know, that's if you get paid on a weekday. In my case, I usually go to work on weekdays, so I can't take 10 days off as public holiday.
What? No way. Then just come for the first half of that holiday or something.
But even if you say that...
My husband glanced at me. All I could do was make a bitter face.
Let me think about it. I'll call you back.
Oh, hey! With that, my husband hung up the phone.
What shall we do?
If it were only Tammy at the house, I would immediately decline and get over with this conversation. But my father-in-law, Jack, is also there. Jack is very kind, and the kids call him Grandpa, and we miss him very much. So I would like to let our kids see Jack. But then we would also have to see Tammy, and we were very worried about that.
Well, it's a holiday weekend, so why not at least one day?
Well, okay. Well, it'll be a nice long drive over there too. We came to an agreement, and my husband called up Tammy again. Why did you hang up on me like that? My husband, perhaps hearing Tammy's high-pitched voice ringing in his ears, quickly separated the phone from his ear and put it on speaker.
Anyway, we'll be over there on the first day of the holiday weekend.
Oh, is that so? How long will you all be here?
What do you mean? It'll be just for the day.
Oh, you mean 2 days and 1 night? You should stay longer.
Huh? We're not staying the night there.
I agreed to Kyle's argument. Spending the night is out of the question. Tammy would probably harass me anyway. The reason why my husband and I are so wary of Tammy is because she has been bullying me for many years before our daughter was born. Eventually, my husband and Jack noticed Tammy bullying me, and after giving her a big lecture, we distanced ourselves from her so that I won't have to be involved with her that much ever again. Whenever I took my kids there for New Year's, Jack and my husband made sure that Tammy and I were never left alone together. But when we stayed overnight, it was a different story. I could not be with Tammy for such a long time. So I appealed to my husband by shaking my head to the side to show my firm refusal. Why don't you stay over for at least 1 day?
We can't.
While they were talking over the phone like that, the kids came to the living room at a very bad timing, and they reacted to the word staying over. What? We're spending the night? I want a sleepover. The kids were so excited to have a sleepover that Tammy seemed to hear them and said in a happy voice, Then it's settled then, as she hung up the phone. Since the kids were looking forward to it so much, there was no way we could not spend the night. In the end, my husband and I decided to spend the night at my parents-in-law's house. The first day of the dreaded holiday finally arrived. We started the car in the morning and headed for my in-laws' house. When we arrived, my mother-in-law greeted us with a big smile, but only to my husband and my son. Kyle, George, welcome, welcome. My daughter and I were totally ignored by her. Jack immediately came over and greeted my daughter, so we managed not to make her sad, but at this point, I was getting angry at Tammy.
Come on in, and get your stuff over here. We're going to the mall today to buy something for you two, George and Ruby. When my father-in-law said that, the kids screamed, Yay! And they were overjoyed. My husband asked, Are you sure? And to that, Jack said, It's been a long time since I saw my grandchildren. As their grandfather, I wanted to do something for them. Since we don't get to see him often, we decided to do as he requested. We got to the mall and Jack asked the kids what they wanted. I want this off-road radio controller. What? Isn't $50 a little expensive? That's okay. I'll buy whatever George and Ruby wants, but only one each, though. Then I want this toy camera. Hey, you also chose this one, which is for $45, which is pretty expensive. Oh, come on, Sarah. Please don't get mad at them. I'm sorry. All right, then I'll buy them. Yay! Wait a minute! As Jack and the kids were happily heading for the cash register, Tammy suddenly stopped them. For some reason, Tammy had gone her separate ways as soon as we arrived at the mall, and now she came back running, out of breath. This should be for George, right? Tammy said so and brought a PlayStation with her. My son said, What? Are you sure? He was so excited. But my husband Jack and I pulled a face. Mom, that is indeed too expensive. That's right. Even the radio controller is expensive enough. I agree. Go put that back. Oh, I feel
bad for George.
No, it's over our budget.
Then my mother-in-law took a surprising action. She took out the toy camera that was in the basket and handed it back to Ruby. Ruby, go put this back then.
Hey, Mom, what are you talking about?
If you don't buy this and the radio controller, you can buy the PlayStation, right?
Don't be silly. Then you must feel sorry for Ruby.
It's for George's sake. It can't be helped. Ruby can put up with it because she's a big girl. But I can see that my daughter is about to cry at any moment.
That's enough. As originally planned, we'll buy them the radio controller and the toy camera. George, you won't be happy if your sister's sad too, right?
Yeah, that's right. You should buy something for Ruby too.
See? George is even saying that. Even our grandchildren are more mature than you. Tammy, you sound more like a child than them.
Jack said such a thing publicly that the other guests were looking at us. And Tammy turned red and said, Please, don't say anything to embarrass me here, and quickly went to put the game console back. At any rate, the shopping was taken care of thanks to Jack, but Tammy still seems to be going out of control. After that, we returned to my parents-in-law's house and had a takeout, and a dinner party was held. But neither my husband nor I dared to drink alcohol because we didn't know what was going to happen. Then the meal was over and it was around 8 p.m.
All right, George. Let's take a bath with Grandpa.
Yes, I will. After the party, Jack took a bath with George. Aren't you going in, Kyle?
Nah, I'm okay for tonight. I took a shower this morning.
I see. Then Sarah and Ruby are going in next, is that right? My daughter is scared of Tammy and clings to my back. Ruby, I'm sorry about earlier. As a token of my apology, I'll refill the hot water before you guys go in the bath. Huh? Unexpectedly, Tammy apologizes, and then she says, I'll change the water for you. This is something that normally should be taken in as kindness. Jack also said,
I am sure my wife is sorry for what happened at the mall, so please, forgive her.
But I had a bad feeling about this. Then after a while, Tammy said, The bath's ready, and my daughter and I headed for the changing room. Then my son also came running into the changing room. I'm going in too. He said that as he started to take off his clothes. Seeing this, Tammy became impatient. What? Wait, George. Why are you going back in? You got in the bath already with Grandpa, didn't you? Because I want to go in the pool too. Huh? Pool? I look at Tammy. She looks very uncomfortable. What does he mean, Tammy? Huh? Oh, I don't know what he means. Neither I nor my daughter had undressed yet, so I called my husband and Jack over.
What's wrong?
Oh, honey, it's nothing. Why did Sarah call the two of you for no reason? George said he wanted to be in the pool too.
Huh?
Doesn't that mean that the bath is filled with cold water instead of hot water?
Ruby, the bath is a little broken right now, so why don't we wait in the living room together?
Yeah.
Hey, what's the meaning of this? You made them a water bath, didn't you?
What? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Well then, would you mind stepping away from the bath door? Well, that's...
Get out of the way. Move.
Jack pushed Tammy away so he could get in to check. Then George gets in and puts his hand in the bathtub.
Ah, it's cold. Hey, it's a full-blown water bath, and it's quite cold. If you jump into a place like this thinking it's hot water, it's not good for your heart at all. What if they get startled, slips in here, and get hurt?
I'm sorry. I thought it was hot water, but I must have poured cold water in by mistake.
Huh? You did it on purpose, didn't you?
No way! I would never do such a thing on purpose. Neither I nor Jack believed Tammy's words. Hey, George, why did you say pool? Because my grandma told me that She was going to fill it with water and turn it into a pool. She said she was going to use the toy camera to take a photo of you and Ruby's reactions when getting into the cold water. George! George completely exposed Tammy's plan. Jack, I'm very angry too, but I don't know what I'm going to do, so can I leave the rest to you?
Yeah, just go to the living room with George for now.
And we went to the living room and turned up the volume on the TV. I could hear Jack's tremendous, angry voice coming from the bathroom. Then Jack came over to us, and Tammy, who looked really down, followed behind him.
I'm sorry, Ruby. The bathtub seems to be broken after all. Sarah, Kyle, there's a hotel with a nice bath nearby. Why don't we all stay there today? Of course, I'll have my wife stay at home.
Tammy was wide-eyed and surprised, but when Jack glared at her, she slumped down without saying anything.
Are you sure? I know the manager and the people who work there. I just asked if they had rooms available, and they said they had family rooms and single rooms available. I'll stay in the single room, and you can all stay in the family room. They'll also give me a nice discounted price, so it'll be my treat. We can even have a nice breakfast buffet tomorrow morning.
The kids were excited about being able to go to the nice hotel with a nice bath and the buffet. Since neither my husband nor I had been drinking, we drove to the hotel. We then enjoyed our stay at the hotel. Since Tammy was not there, we were able to enjoy ourselves without any stress. And the next day, my husband and Jack carried our luggage from the house to the car on the way home, so we didn't have to see Tammy at all. The one day a month later, the intercom suddenly rang on a Saturday afternoon, and when I answered it to see who it was, to my surprise, Tammy. My husband said,
I'll take care of it,
and went to talk to her at the door. Tammy was on her knees apologizing to my husband. I'm sorry I've been so terrible. Please, forgive me.
What the heck do you want?
Jack demanded for divorce and kicked me out of the house.
I already know that. My dad told me.
Well, that makes things easier. Can you please let me stay here?
Huh?
I'll be nice to Sarah and Ruby, so please, let me stay here. To this, my husband said in a calm voice,
No, I've decided that I won't forgive you anymore. I don't want to see you anymore. And of course, I don't want you to see my kids anymore either.
Oh no, if I don't see George, I'll...
See? Even now you only mention George's name like that, you know? I can't trust your words anymore. If you stay here any longer, I'll call the police on you.
What? Police? Oh no.
If you don't like it, then get out.
Eek! Tammy then ran away in a panic, frightened. I wonder why she thought she could stay in this house after what she had done. I don't know what Tammy has been doing since then, but I guess she is living in a lonely state without money or family. Well, she got what she deserved, so I don't feel sorry for her. On the other hand, our family is still getting along as well as ever, and now that my mother-in-law is gone, I can visit my father-in-law's house more often. I will continue to support my husband and watch the children grow up. A cold water bath without telling the people who's about to go in is quite dangerous. So indeed, Tammy just got what she deserved. But why was Kyle and Jack sane, but only Tammy was the crazy person out of the family? Well, in any case, I am glad that Sarah and her family succeeded in getting rid of Tammy. I hope she and her family continues to get along well with each other and be happy. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our channel. See you in our next video.